I'm Harold, and this is my wife, Denise. We've been married for 60 years. And I need to tell you something right now before you click away or skip ahead. What we're about to share with you, we wish someone had told us on our wedding day back in 1964.
When they held hands and vowed to support each other for a lifetime, they had no idea that love is not just an emotional wave, but a name for constant practice. Today, as they sit in a peaceful corner of their home, the wrinkles on their faces bear witness to all the storms they have navigated to reach this point. Have you ever wondered how a long journey of 60 years is completed? People think their lives must have been as smooth as a calm lake from the beginning, but the truth is quite the opposite. There were times when a silence reigned between them that screamed, times when the road back felt blurred, and times when it seemed like everything was about to end. But they are here today not just because they were lucky, but because they learned from their mistakes and accepted each other despite being incomplete. The first big mistake that began to hollow out the foundations of their relationship was the habit of keeping score. Harold admits that for the first 15 years of marriage, he carried an invisible diary in his mind. He kept track of every small task he did for the house. Whether it was mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, or repairing a broken faucet, a list was forming in Harold's mind. Whenever Denise asked him to do something else, a resentment would take root inside him. "Can't you see how much I'm already doing?" He never said these things out loud, but a coldness and a wall had stood up in his behavior. On the other hand, Denise had her own long list. She was buried under the responsibilities of raising 3 children, managing their school schedules, long nights of illness, and the birthdays and events of both families. When Harold would come home tired and complain about his exhaustion, Denise felt like screaming, but she remained silent, and another chapter of resentment was added to that silence. They were standing opposite each other even while living under the same roof, forgetting that marriage is not a transaction of give and take. Time passed, and in 1983, an event occurred that erased this scorecard forever. Harold suffered an accident and was bedridden for 4 months. In this difficult time, Denise single-handedly carried the burden of the entire house on her shoulders. She worked double shifts as a nurse, then came home exhausted to care for her husband and look after the children. At that time, Harold had nothing left to calculate. Similarly, years later, when Denise's health deteriorated, Harold became her shield. They realized that there are some seasons in life where one partner has to carry the entire burden of the other. Their eldest daughter once asked them, "Mom, do you and Dad even like each other?" This question shook their hearts. The love was there, but had they forgotten how to be a team? After that day, they stopped keeping score and started living for each other. The second big mistake that often eats away at relationships, like termites, is the attempt to change each other. Denise is naturally a planner. She has a habit of arranging everything ahead of time, while Harold is a free-spirited person who likes to live in the moment. For decades, there was a war between them over this. Denise wanted Harold to become organized, and Harold wanted Denise to learn to be a little more relaxed. They were both trying to make the other into something they were not. Eventually, they accepted the reality that Denise's planning is her strength and Harold's liveliness is the color of their life. Now, Denise handles the household finances and calendar, and Harold fills her life with happiness through his sudden surprises. They have learned to stop seeing each other's deficiencies as flaws and instead make them complementary to one another. The third mistake that acts like a silent poison is hiding difficult matters until they erupt in the form of an explosion. Denise says she would often suppress her feelings over small things so that a fight wouldn't start, but that pain wouldn't go anywhere. Instead, it kept accumulating inside. Then one day, over a trivial matter like not bringing milk, she would explode in such a way that the entire office of the last 6 months' complaints would open up. Harold would be shocked that all this was for one packet of milk? But he came to know that this anger was not of that one moment, but the result of months of unspoken words. Now they have learned that no matter how bitter the matter is, it is better to say it timely and gently. Difficult conversation does not mean a fight, but lightening the burden of each other's hearts. The fourth mistake is assuming that the marriage will keep running on autopilot. After spending about 25 years together, they both became victims of a routine. They knew everything about each other, so they stopped trying. They had become merely roommates, whose conversation was limited to bringing rations or paying electricity bills. Romance and curiosity were disappearing from their lives. They woke up when their close friend's 38-year marriage broke up. Those friends seemed fine outwardly, but the connection between them had ended. This fear jolted them. They started dating each other again, sitting at the table instead of eating in front of the TV, and started asking each other about their dreams and thoughts. They realized that a relationship also needs to be watered daily like a plant, otherwise it withers. The last and most important mistake is forgetting that you both are part of the same team. During a fight, they would often become each other's enemies, where the goal was only to prove their point right and defeat the other person. But in marriage, when one wins and the other loses, in reality, both lose. When their son Daniel went through a difficult time and returned home broken, this crisis united them again. They realized they are not Harold versus Denise, but they are Harold and Denise, who will face every difficulty in the world together. Now they try to understand each other's point of view, instead of proving it wrong. Even after 60 years, they are not perfect. They still make mistakes today, but now they know how to find a way. They choose each other every day, and this is the real secret of their success.